What's going on again, everybody? My name is Luke Leasing from Vector Algorithmics. I get the honor and privilege of sitting with a good friend of mine now, someone that I've gotten close to over the last couple of months, Jipu. Jipu, how are you today, my friend?
I'm good. I'm good. How's it going?
Everything's good, man. Everything's good. When I first met you a couple of months back, I want to say maybe 2 months back or so, you were in your gown, and I asked you what happened, and
Yeah,
one thing that stood out to me a lot is that every time I have Zoom calls with you, despite the situation you're in, you always got a smile on your face.
yeah, yeah. You have to. You have to stay positive, man. No matter what.
Yeah, absolutely, brother. Well, I definitely want to talk about your trading journey because the reason why you and I are having this conversation is because, um, you haven't had much trading experience prior to meeting Vector. Now, you're a funded trader. Some of your funded accounts are making some decent money. But where I think a lot of people will find inspiration is from actually hearing your personal story. So this is new to me. I don't know your
Yeah,
personal story. So if you don't mind, brother, sharing with some of the listeners, like what your story is and how you got to where you're at.
yeah, sure. I'll tell you. So, before my actual incident of being shot, I was near a gas station. I'm from Detroit, Michigan, so you hear a lot of this stuff on the news, anyways. And I never thought I'd be one of them. So before this incident, I used to be a validation engineer working for different automotive companies, doing software testing on the infotainment systems. I've worked in companies like Visteon, Harman, GM, Chrysler and a few other companies, because it's contracts. So, anyways, I've been doing that. I was all right. And, one day, actually, I was with my friend. We were just leaving some work and we were driving in Southwest Detroit, trying to get some gas. And then what happened was there was a lot of chaos going on over there, but I didn't really pay no mind to it. I just go inside the store to pay the pump. And on the way out, I just hear shots firing and one of them hit me in my chest, like right over here, and then it hit my lung, and it bounced from there to my spine, and that's what left me as a T11. They call it a T11 complete paraplegic with the spinal cord injury. You know, um, so ever since that, I've been like in and out of the hospital. They did a surgery on me. They had to remove one of my lung, and then they had to like stitch it back up. And I've been in the hospital for about almost a year, my first year. This happened in August of 2022. So that whole year I was like, I was in the hospital another 10 months total. And then what happened was like I eventually ended up getting bed sores. So not only was my leg the issue, I had to worry about now, leg sores, which is like wounds, as they call it. It ended up becoming a stage 4 wound because I wasn't so knowledgeable on it and how to avoid these things, until I developed it. And then they kind of taught me, stay off of it and all this other stuff. So eventually, like the doctors decided to do surgery just in November, just recently in November, November 6th it was, to just stitch it back up. And then, after the surgery was done, I was in the hospital for another month. And then they said, okay, for recovery, we're going to send you to a nursing home. And that's where I am currently right now. As you can see, it's pretty nice. Can't
Mhm.
complain. So, so I'm here. But, no matter what, you still have to pay the bills. Detroit or wherever you are, the bills go on, and when it comes to medical expenses, I mean, I know you guys are in Canada and in America, we have something called like Medicaid, of course, for like people with the lower income bracket. And now I fell under that now that I'm not working, because of my paraplegia. So, I was looking for something remote. So, because I did IT, but the thing is my niche was in the automotive IT, where like you actually have to go in the office and you're dealing with the parts, the radio unit, the infotainment system. So, we have to unscrew it, take it out, then plug our CAN tool in, get the codes, find the defects and report the defects. So it's physical, a little bit of physical work, even though it's in the IT field, right? So, I mean, I put myself on the market trying to see if I can get something remote, and that wasn't happening. And then with all the economic crises going on, The market was really down. So I'm like, what's the next thing uh, to to make some income? What's the next thing remotely that could be done? So I'm like, you know what? I always did have a passion for trading. So let me put my foot back in that door now that I'm kind of like sitting here or laying here majority of the day. I have nothing but time on my hand, and luckily I was able to find you guys, and so I was dabbling in a lot of stuff, stocks, options, name it, futures, this and that, and there's a lot of like classes out there, and whatnot. But I really love the fact that I found you guys because you guys were real informative, real transparent, and just straight to the point. And let's get to the money.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's why I really like. And not only that, but you guys are like human. Like you get the whole human factor. Like I can talk to you guys if I have an issue. I can always, like you mentioned, I can always contact you, even besides money, right? And that's what makes you feel better when you're in a team, right?
Yeah,
So,
completely.
that's my short summary, of what I've been going through with. And I really want to thank you, Liam, Derek, and the whole Vector algorithmic team for this opportunity, man, especially in my condition, and just to alleviate a lot of the mental pressure and stress as well, you know. So,
Yeah, completely. Yeah, completely, man. And your story inspires me because we were just saying off camera, and I think even on camera at the start that despite the situation you're in, you always find a way to keep that smile up. So
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
yeah, man. So
You gotta always think that, it could always be worse, because I actually am in like a Facebook group with like paraplegics and quadriplegics. And now imagine like if it just hit me just a little bit more, I could have not had hand control right now. I know I've seen people who are literally using their mouth to move the joystick for their electric wheelchair. So it could always be worse. So that's why you always gotta, be grateful and appreciate what you're blessed with.
yeah, very well said, man. Sometimes you need that perspective. Now, like in the last couple of months, you got in from zero funded accounts to a handful of funded accounts now, right? I believe maybe two or three or something along those lines. All right.
Correct. Correct.
Yeah, two or three funded accounts. Now, how's your experience just been overall with the Vector team?
It's been awesome. I mean, I don't know how else I can describe it to the people that's watching this, but this is a great team. This is it's dreamlike, you're doing your trading, you're making your money. It's not like and you get help. That's the thing. That's the best part about it. Like the help is there, the support is there anytime that you need it. I love the fact that I can just type away on Discord and you're there, as soon as you wake up and reply, if you're awake or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah, for sure. And then I guess lastly, brother, just to close this all off, what's one piece of advice you would give to someone listening? Maybe someone in similar shoes as you, or maybe a new trader that wants to get involved. What's one piece of advice you would give to anyone listening?
I tell them that sometimes it's always good to keep an open mind. And also, there are 1,000 different programs out there, but I'll tell you from my end, I've experienced, being in the bed for 2 years straight, in the hospital stretcher bed, whatever you want to call it. I've dabbled in a lot of stuff, and I truly recommend Vector Algorithmics. And I say that from the bottom of my heart because of the support, because of the knowledge, and you guys are genius, man. I mean, it's just genius. I don't know why else you would not want to join. So that I give it like two thumbs up always, man.
That's much love, brother. I appreciate that big time, man. I appreciate your time today on this interview. And yeah, let's just keep making some more money, brother.
Yeah, that's it. 2025, and I'm glad I found you guys towards the end of the year last year, because now I'm like really looking, happy for my future, as you
Yeah,
can say. Right.
that's amazing, brother. All right, my friend. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, sir. God bless. Thank you. And you, Liam, and Derek, and the whole team. God bless you guys.
All
Keep
right.
it up, man. Take it easy.